Hi, I am a hacker and it's really nice to have you on board. In this video, we'll look at the Kali Linux Purple version. You might be aware that on 10th anniversary of offensive security, they released the Purple version of Kali Linux. So they basically released two versions. One was their standard Kali Linux version and the other one was the Purple. So I will talk here about the Purple version. In the Purple version, they have a lot of different updates. The major one is the inclusion of Python 3.11. The other is the themes changes and the desktop updates to the XFS and a lot of different changes. They have included hundreds of defensive tools. That includes the ArcMe, the CyberChef. We'll talk about this because they don't really work in the Purple version. We'll explain that why they don't work and what is the reason, Anyway, but they claim that they have included all of these applications. Anyway, let me explain one thing. That is the desktop environment. So Kali Linux comes up with by default with the XFCE, but I don't like this. Instead, I use the GNOME version. So here it is. The GNOME looks like this and the XFCE looks like this. When you are installing the Kali Linux, you will get a screen something like this. So from there, you can either select the GNOME or XFCE. So let's go through the installation process. The first thing you would do is go to the download page. And as I said, the Kali has released two versions. One is the standard one. So the standard one is right over here. You can see we can download the ARM installer image virtual machine. So this is for the standard one. This is not for the Purple version. These are all of the files for the standard version. Anyway, if you're willing to install the Purple version, you can scroll down to the section where it says Purple. And you can download two things. One is the weekly untested image. I would not recommend that. Instead, I would recommend to download the complete offline installation with customization. So once you download that, you can then come over and open up the virtual machine. And from that virtual machine, you can select the ISO. Once you import the ISO and start the machine, you will get a screen something like that. You can either use the graphical install or the standard install. I will go for the graphical install. And in the graphical install, the first screen you would see is for the selecting language. It's pretty easy, I will just swift through it because it's easy. You just need to select everything according to your own preference. So after selecting the language, you will select the clock etc, and then you can come over and configure the network. In that, you can select the host name. After that, you can select the domain. You can leave it empty if you want. Okay, so once you are done with the domain name, you can just come over and select the partition type or the partition disk. You can use the guided use entire disk, or you can change it by selecting the manual option. Anyway, once you are done with the partitioning, you can select the finish partition and write the changes to a disk. You can select yes and click on continue. Anyway, this is the screen which I explained earlier, and I also wanted to talk about it. If you come over to the Kali Linux official blog, right over here to this screen, you can see these first four options were included in the standard version as well. So either you can select the XFCE or the GNOME desktop environment. You can also install the KDE Plasma if you're willing to. Anyway, the new tools that are included just in the Purple version are the NIST, which is for the defense purpose. So that is the identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover tool. These 5 extra category tools have been included in the Kali Linux Purple that you don't get in the standard version. So it's completely up to you which one you want to install and which one you want to leave. Anyway, after this, it's just clicking the next button and that's it. Once you're done with the installation, if you have installed the GNOME version, you would see something like this. If you install the XFCE, it will look something different. Anyway, the first thing I do after installing the Kali Linux is to update and upgrade the system, which is under process. So I'll see you once the upgrades are done. Once the upgrade gets completed, I will update the system once more by writing sudo apt update. And once that's done as well, I'll change the terminal and everything to black instead of default. So we have now dark theme as well. Come over to the applications and just talk about this part. So in the standard version of Kali Linux, you get from information gathering to system services. In the Purple version, we have extra this identify. In the identify, we have a lot of different type of security application for the identification. That includes AMS, Asset Finder, Cisco, and a lot of different different stuff. So we'll go through each and every one by one in separate videos, but right now just to show you what's included. So here in the protect we have the crypt setup, firewall builder, and the ClayMav. And in the detect we have a lot of different application, and the respond includes like different type of application that includes Wireshark. These are all applications that you can install in any version of Linux, but having them included in one ISO and launching them with just one click is, a real thing. The other thing I want to talk about is the extra application that Kali Linux Purple is talking about. That is the ArcMe. So if I copy this and come back to the Kali Linux Purple and try to run the arc, you would see that arcme command not found. And if I try to install, it just gets installed. So it's a good thing as well. We have the ArcMe in it, and you can install all of the other applications that are included. That is CyberChef for elastic security, GVM, anything. So having these is also a good thing. Earlier I was trying it, but it was not getting installed. It was giving some errors. So that's why I was complaining about it in the start of the video. Anyway, it's a good thing that we have them right over here, and we can just install it with one command. Anyway, so this is pretty much it for the purple version of Kali Linux. Is not something special, it is something special, but these are all of the tools that you can install in any version of the Linux. These tools comes up in any standard Kali Linux, and these are the extra applications that are in here. Also, one other feature that is like if you have like multiple terminal windows open, you can just snap them to the screen, to any side of the screen, and they would get snapped up, and it's a really cool feature that we have. So if I come over to the change background, you can see we have a lot of different new wallpapers that are included in the Kali Purple version. I like the default one. I won't change that because I like the default one. Anyway, you can come over here and you can change whatever you want to. This is a cool background if you want to look like a great hacker. Anyway, the default one is good, but it's just a nice thing to have. In the Kali Purple we have some new backgrounds as well. These are not big features. The big feature is just these applications. But anyway, if you are interested in installing the Kali Linux Purple, here is a review you can watch and you can install and stuff like that. So have a pleasant day. Bye for now, and I will see you in the next video.